if there was a heel turn, a major heel turn at WrestleMania of some kind, would that person go with an ultimate heel faction if there is one created?
Okay, I'll bring up another name for you. Roman Reigns.
That was where I was going with the heel turn, but
it's like, but if you think about this for a moment, the fans hate him. Mm-hmm. Majority of the fans hate him for reasons that are not his fault, and I will always maintain that it was not his fault, because you got two wombats trying to run a Royal Rumble, and they came up with the most horrid idea ever. Mm-hmm. Now, he's never going to be over with the fans as a face. That's obvious. And he's pretty much turned heel without turning heel, if you kind of notice his character and his demeanor on TV.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean that's pretty safe to say. You can bring him in as a fourth, and he's generating heat on that group immediately.
He's one cheap shot away from full turn.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh my God! And that's what, because that match, that's Undertaker and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That match is one cheap shot away from that turn. That's what
But here's another interesting idea, and I'm kind of writing WWE TV for them. If they want to watch this. I hate doing work for free, but but for this, Vince, I'll do it for you.
Absolutely.
We've talked before about so you put the Triple H's faction, the new Four Horsemen together. Mm-hmm. Okay, who goes up against them? Who is there? Is there another faction that they can go up against?
As of right now, it depends upon would the Wyatt family, or if they put together the Bullet Club.
Right.
I know you and I have been discussing that for a year now.
A couple years,
So, do they go that road? Well, but with I don't want to cross things here, but with the draft coming up, you never know who's going to be where when that all shakes out. But I digress. There's the Wyatt family. Are they going to rebuild that after the WrestleMania?
Yep.
They're going to bring in Sister Abigail. Are they going to, what are they going to do with them to make it, or is this Four Horsemen just going to run roughshod over the whole company, and then you bring in Superman, aka John Cena, and try to save the day? I say that, but you know where I'm going with it. It's.
Oh my goodness! Well, I have another idea. I have another idea. The Shield.
But again, okay, I see what you're saying. But if you've got the heel turn from your muscle from
we'll see if they don't put Roman Reigns in Triple H's faction, mm-hmm. whatever their name is. What about out of nowhere? Say they run roughshod over the roster. Mm-hmm. Okay, they're beating up Finn Balor, beating up whomever.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, the Shield reforms.
The Hounds of Justice.
The Hounds of Justice reform.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a way to, if they wanted their guy, the big dog, if they wanted him to get over with the fans again, and putting the Shield back together might help.
It might help, but well, let's put it that way. If that doesn't work, nothing will. Then he turns on the Shield, and then he joins Triple H's faction. I'm writing this stuff for you.
Yeah.
I'm writing this stuff for you.
I was gonna say, man, you've gone 5 moves ahead. Man, that's impressive, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's impressive. Because I was thinking, like I said, with Roman Reigns, his he's one dirty trick away from a full heel turn, which I think he truly needs. Just go for it, full heel. For at least a year.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, if they reform the Shield to go up against that faction, how much more heat? How much of you can't go any more of a full heel turn than that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much writing your heel card for life.
Yeah, but in the back of Vince's mind, even if they turn him heel for 6 months to a year, in the back of his mind, he's still the face of that company 5 years from now. In the way they've booked him
is horrible.
No, I'm saying the way they booked him is that he's going to be the face of that place for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
You know,
it is
like it or lump it. I mean, I've spoken my piece on it. I moved on. You know. From Roman Reigns, my hatred of Roman Reigns.
By the way, we've also determined that Roman Reigns is a 4-move guy.
Yes, and I've also come to terms with the fact that most of them are 4-move guys. But that's the term of the day. I digress.
Unless you're Goldberg, but go.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with that, and if there's, you know, with the WrestleMania card, you're staying in the faction department. Like I said, the Wyatt family, the Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt one. I think that's going to be interesting. Explosive could be the word, but I think it's going to be interesting for sure.
I'll tell you what, man. This has a chance, and I'm saying the word a chance. This has a chance to be Bray Wyatt's crowning moment.
Exactly.
And this is Vince's opportunity, or the wombats in the writing area. I like that word.
I love wombat. It's a great word.
Great word.
Yeah.
This is their chance to take a guy and make him, like, I don't want to say the face of your company, but just give the WWE a look it's never had before, and just take that whole thing. I mean, that scene that we're going to see in WrestleMania, because he's going to be toward the end, if not the main event. Hopefully the main event. The fireflies that are going to be out that night during his entrance is one of the more incredible scenes you'll see.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is their chance to take this whole thing and just put it on another level.
Absolutely, and I think Randy will put him over. I seriously do. However that happens, I seriously think it'll happen. I think there's so much potential out there. You know, well, you and I were discussing it before. You know, the possibility of other family members coming into the fold with that faction, rebuilding the faction, kind of, because it's very fractured at this point. But
well, you know, I'm glad you said the word family, because there is a little blurb rumor in the internet wrestling community about a real family member of Bray Wyatt becoming a member of the Wyatt family, that being Bo Dallas.
Yes, I guess I would believe if that's the case, but we'll see, because it's the lineage of family in wrestling right there is top notch. It doesn't get much better than that.
You're talking about Blackjack Mulligan as a grandfather, Mike Rotunda, Syracuse native Mike Rotunda,
Varsity Club.
And his uncle being Barry Windham and Kendall Windham, by the way.
Yeah. Yep.
Third generation, both him and Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they're good. It's not that they're taking like the name and forcing it down people's throats. They are good.
Well, okay. This is kind of a back-to-back point here for this is what they did with Roman Reigns. Not that the name Roman Reigns connotates anything, but you know the history and the family members, who's who.
Right. Yep.
They do not discuss the Wyndham, Mulligan, Rotunda connection with either one of those two guys. I mean, people know it if you know what's going on, but they don't discuss it. They don't, like you said, they don't force it down your throat. The way that's been done has been fantastic. But if that rumor was true, I think that's a great idea, because you build the faction up again. Where do you go with Luke Harper? If he stays, if he goes, if they bring in Sister Abigail, however they do it, I think it's got all the potential in the world, and I think that's going to be probably one of the more interesting spots.
Right.
In WrestleMania, to talk about a WrestleMania moment, there you go. Well, however that shakes out.
Well, if it means anything, the last time I saw Bo Dallas wrestle was not too long ago. I want to say a couple of weeks ago. He did have a beard. Now I'm just kind of just throwing it out there. I'm not interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, but that would be fantastic. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad you brought up Luke Harper, because this guy was built up as like a follower, like a henchman type of guy. But I've seen a couple of his promos, and the guy plays a creepy character very well.
Yeah.
His promos, I'm not saying that they're top-notch promos, but not what you would expect. And I hope he starts getting his little push, to kind of, put him out there a little bit more. Eric Rowan, by the way, he's down. Last I heard, he was at the Performance Center rehabbing his shoulder. Okay. So I don't know if we're going to see him at WrestleMania, but I think he would be. He's still a good fit to go back to the Wyatt family.
Yeah, because I've never heard him cut a promo, honestly, because I'd be honest, like, because when he was still around, I don't think Luke Harper was talking that much either. He was just running around making a lot of noises in the beginning. But I think Luke Harper's great. I think the work in the ring is fantastic. We've discussed this before. I think his work in the ring is, for a big guy, is top notch, and and if he can cut a promo, he could have a little staying power.
I'm going to tell you what, the big guys that they have now.
I was just thinking that. Yep.
I mean, it was like back in the day. It was like the Undertaker and Kane were really like the only big guys that can move and do stuff in the ring. Now you have Luke Harper, Eric Rowan too. You have he's pretty good in the ring too.
Yeah.
Can't talk very well, or so we think, but he's a good worker. Kevin Owens, for a roly-poly pudgy man.
Yeah.
Don't hurt me, Kevin. I like you. You're cool. I follow you on Twitter, by the way. But he's got some moves too.
Oh yeah.
My goodness. But it's the roster it's thin. But you can see the development starting to happen with some of these guys, and I'll go as far as this: without the roster split, Luke Harper would still be buried in like the Wyatt family as a henchman, and we wouldn't be able to see half the talent that this guy has, because I see a lot of talent in this guy.
Oh sure.
And that was the whole point of it. And now you have Finn Balor coming back.
Yeah.
It's too bad he's not going to be on the card, but he still may have his presence known.
Oh, well, you know what? You say that he might show up, but I think that's a next day. That's a Raw after WrestleMania when Finn shows back up, I think.
Yep, and that's a key about WrestleMania. It's not about everything that happens at WrestleMania. It's also the day after.